right. So this week we're starting off the order a little bit differently. We're going news first. Get all the juicy bits out of the way. First up, we've spoken about the Justice League a couple times before in the past, and yet again, there is controversy surrounding this film. Henry Cavill, who plays Superman, it's not been confirmed yet, but they said he's getting dropped. They've got a new film being produced already, so J.J. Abrams helming it, and then there's another writer who I hadn't heard of, but has done some stuff and is up and coming. And people are saying that they are, even though I think he's still got time in his contract left, moving on from Henry Cavill as the man from Krypton. Some people think it's backlash for dating the awful woman from The Mandalorian, although,
that would be a bit harsh.
We can't say yes or no. Do we think this is true? Do we reckon it's a good idea? Will, tell me.
Well, from an outside point of view, I've not seen many Supermans, but I imagine if you've got a big franchise as it is, it's quite... Well, actually, I was about to say it's quite difficult to replace like your main actor, but we've seen it time and again actually in superhero films, haven't we? Like Spider-Man's being replaced, Batman's being changed. So it's not really too unheard of, but I always just find it interesting when rumors like this come out and like what the real reason is, and I think it's unlikely we'll ever know, but interesting. It seems like that link to his alleged girlfriend or relations with Gina Carano, who's the woman that got axed from the Mandalorian series. It's interesting that people think it has something to do with that. I'm not so sure.
I feel like surely he's quite a good sort of like brand ambassador. I mean, he's just got a bit more famous for The Witcher. He seems like quite a nice bloke. I mean, he's not, Army Hammer cannibalizing people left and right. Do you know what I mean? So it seems like, and he does look like what I imagine Superman to look like. Do you know what I mean?
I think he's an easy sell as Superman. I think he's very much like it made sense when they picked him as someone to kind of build the image around. Like, it was a reboot, right? But they managed. It was very convincing. You were like, this guy makes sense as Superman. I think in my head, Superman was always Christopher Reeve or the guy from Smallville. And obviously, I haven't seen any of the Henry Cavill Supermans or like DC films.
Have you not? Have you seen them, Will?
No, I haven't seen.
Okay,
any.
Well, this is the other thing. They're all pretty crap. They're all pretty dreadful.
The thing. I think if you have a bunch of unimpressive films with the guy, it makes sense that you'd look for a new direction. But I don't know when it comes to kind of we see now the amount of reboots we've got, especially in superhero films, whether continuity is that important. Stuff like they moved on from Ben Affleck pretty quickly with Batman, right? If they're already moving on to Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. He's still in the film.
He's had a fair crack.
He's had a crack at it, 100%. Yeah. And they've all been quite bad. Like Warner Brothers just flagging when it comes to trying to keep up with Marvel. But then arguably was it, they have to have someone in line. So that was the other thing, is that they think there's rumours that they're bringing in a black Superman to mix it up. So someone said Michael B. Jordan. I think his name gets thrown in the ring every single time it's about anyone who's going to be a black superhero. I don't know if he's actually taken a single role yet, apart from the one in Black Panther.
Black Panther's Marvel, right? So it would work in terms of the universe.
Yeah, he's still allowed to do it and stuff. But it's like, are people actually bothered if Henry Cavill goes? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not vexed if he gets dropped to Superman.
As someone that has never seen a Superman film from start to finish, I am not bothered at all. But I don't think many people would be. Like, I think particularly in superhero films, actually, we're used to kind of seeing this turnover now of actors and not a lack of continuity. I think like if it was someone like Iron Man, where that role was like completely owned by an actor, it might be a bit different, but at this point, Superman and Batman in particular don't seem like they're really that untouchable.
Well, this gets more interesting when you consider that one of the other big pieces of news that came out this week was that Zack Snyder said in an interview that this 4-hour-long film, which was previously 5-hour-long episodes, which was previously like a 3-hour film, ends on a cliffhanger.
So there's going to be more.
So Henry Cavill might literally be falling off a cliff. Well, he wouldn't do that because he can fly, but that's not a spoiler. Superman can fly. He might be about to die, and then suddenly it's a different bloke playing him on the floor in the next. I mean, I don't know.
That would be a plot twist.
How can you make a 4-hour film and then go, "Oh, it's going to be a cliffhanger at the end"? And then
how do you watch a 4-hour film? Like,
I mean,
How did he do that?
He said that he wants 2 more movies, and if Warner Brothers are keen, then he's keen. That's 12 hours. 12 hours for 3 films, and the original wasn't even any good. I mean,
what was the end of the original Justice League like, though? Did it set itself up for a cliffhanger, or was he just kind of writing this in out of nowhere?
it was literally a cut and dry ending. The ending was this is going to sound like a joke. The ending was a foot race between Superman and the Flash. That was the ending. They'd beaten the enemy. I can't remember how they did it. Oh, Superman just rocks up. That is the ending. They sort of just stall for as long as possible, and then he arrives. And then they go, oh, do you fancy a race? And then it goes to one of those cold closes where it's like, oh, funny, there's Justice League. It wasn't good.
We've talked about this before, though, haven't we? Like, the amount of money that these franchises make on just pumping out more films. It's not surprising that they're looking to do more, but we get to the point of deciding, is it actually worth watching it as a viewer? Like, what am I getting out of it? Is there anything else to explore?
They've got to sell what they've, especially with Marvel making $1 billion each time they put something in the cinema, or, like WandaVision and stuff, the way it's working without even being any good, it is their money. I imagine for Warner Brothers as well, without cinema sort of being in action at the moment, their streaming service on HBO and things like this must be singularly driving their production in a lot of areas, I would say.
Yeah. And you've got to say, overall, kind of like the DC side of the superhero movies is definitely behind Marvel, right? Marvel have released so many films and their fan base is so much bigger.
Like, you can hate Marvel for being, cringy or cheesy or very predictable, but DC is all the same, but without, like, the sort of care put into it. It's very odd. I don't know who's writing them. They're just all awful. They did all right with Shazam. People didn't mind that. It was supposed to be quite funny. And then I literally can't think of another one. Oh, people liked Wonder Woman, but I honestly think they liked it because the other ones in the same universe have been so bad that it was refreshing to see something that was only a little bit terrible. And then the new one was still supposed to be bad, so,
I can't tell if it's me getting older or if it's the actual kind of industry changing, but I feel like I'm reaching the point where with superhero films, I don't feel any FOMO when I miss one. Stuff like Shazam, I don't feel compelled to watch it when it comes out, and it's one of the, I think it was on Prime, right, or wherever it was available. I think it kind of came out, and I was like, yeah, if I've got a spare afternoon, I'll watch it. But it's not like I have to watch the latest superhero film.
Which is almost what is amazing about things like Marvel, in that I wasn't bothered if a Captain America sequel or whatever came out. But when it came to Endgame, by the time I'd invested that much time, I was committed. And then even more so when it came to like Taika Waititi making the Thor sequels that have come out. The first one I saw of that was so good that I actually am compelled to watch the next one, even though I don't, I think Marvel's rubbish. That one was okay. And so far, I mean, I must have seen 6 odd DC films in the last 10 years, and not a single one has been worth watching.